This week, I'm living with the 2024 Subaru Impreza Sport Tech. It's a package that's exclusive to Canada. And, let's see what the improvements have been. They have changed the Impreza a little bit for the 2024 model year. So, let's check it out. A little quick walk around here. Not too bad. Just kind of give you my first impression. So, in this video, I'm going to give you, what it's like to live with. I'm going to try to record a little bit of something every day with the car, things I find. And, in case you're wondering if you were to buy these, what it would be like to own for a week. And so I'll give you a quick startup and we'll get going. Okay, so let's start this thing up. We'll start it up and then I'll put my GoPro up on the windshield and I'll give you my first impressions because I just picked the car up today. But you can see quick interior, big screen. That's probably the biggest change here. But foot on the brake, power buttons right here. Not a huge sound from the exhaust, but I wasn't expecting it, so that's okay. So yeah, let me put you up on the windshield here, and I'll give you my first impressions of the 2024 Subaru Impreza. Let's get this week started. All right, let's do it. First impressions for the 2024. Alrighty, so real quick, just before we do the first impressions, the thing that stands out to me the most, and I feel like the design flaw that I'm finding, is there's no exhaust. I feel like the car, even if even if it isn't the Sport RS version, I just feel like the Sport Tech could really benefit from the exhaust. And also, while we're here, I'll show you the trunk. Yes, I actually haven't taken a look at it either. Well, you got this nice little privacy guy. That's not too bad. Not a bad amount of space. I think also, yeah, there's no spare tire, but we do have a jack and like a tire kit under there, which is nice. Anyways, that's nice. Anyways, okay, so now let's get to the first impressions. Subaru Impreza Sport Tech. I keep wanting to say RS because that's all that's been covered. The Sport Tech isn't going to get that much coverage because we're in Canada and it's a Canadian exclusive only. So, hopefully those of you that live in other countries are still interested in it. But anyways, so far, the things I'm noticing is the CVT isn't great. That's like kind of gonna be, I think, most people's biggest problems with this car is that the CVT is just a CVT. It's like anybody, I can say that to anybody and all of you will understand it's just being like a CVT. That's the biggest issue of it. And obviously the horsepower, it's like, it's not the RS version, but I know it shares its engine with the RS. So we have 182 horsepower, I think it is, which isn't very much, but it doesn't feel that bad, which is good news. Like, obviously I'm driving in sport mode a little bit more than I normally would in a car like this. Just because last week I just got out of a Nissan Z, so I'm feeling the performance gap a little bit more, but obviously it's a very, very comfortable ride quality. I'm also noticing, I think it's got red ambient lighting. It looks like it's starting to come out in the darker areas. This sun is just harassing my face, but yeah, so far, the steering feels really good. I know it's borrowed from a Subaru WRX, so that's nice and inspired. I've kind of tested the paddle shifters already. Not that great. It's really not supposed to be a sports car or even like a performance car at all. It's just supposed to be like a family grocery getter, which coincidentally is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to pick something up at the grocery store, and I got a pretty good sound system. The Harman Kardon actually surprised me already, which is nice. So yeah, it's really just, it's basic, but it's not at the same time. And the price point is good, and you get a really good all-wheel drive system. Subaru has a great one. So although we're not really in the snow season yet, or we're going to it, I can already tell you, this is probably going to be very, very good in the winter and very safe. And that's, I think, a lot of what people want. It's just a safe car in the winter that has, a bunch of features. It is missing buttons though, but I'll talk about the interior stuff a little bit later. But yeah, so there you go. There's the first impression. Decent drive, not that much speed, and the CVT hurts like you would expect it to hurt. So yeah, I'll pick it back up a little bit later on during the week, maybe tomorrow morning, do a little cold start kind of thing, and maybe some night filming later on. The usual stuff that you do if you've seen these videos before. So I'll pick it back up later. Yeah. So now I'm just getting off work. I came to this parking lot not too far away from it. And, I just kind of wanted to see what you guys thought. So this is the color. It's called Oasis Blue for the Subaru Impreza. And so far, some of the people that I've shown this week have said that they do not like the color at all. They say it's way too blue, but I completely disagree. I love this color. This is actually my favorite color on a vehicle almost all year. Like, it is so nice, looks so good here in the sun. That's kind of what I want to show to you. And like, they even have this color on the Cadillac CT4V that's super nice. The wind's starting to pick up now, oh boy. But yeah, I want to see. So what do you think? Do you think that this nice Oasis blue, if I was to buy the Subaru, I would get it in exactly this color, even if it was the RS model, whatever, I would get it in this color. I absolutely love it. But let me know what you think. Do you think this is the right color, or would you go with something else? So although this Subaru Impreza isn't a manual car, it does have a manual mode. I can pop the shifter over to that, and then I can completely control how fast it goes. So I can upshift with the paddle behind the wheel right there, which is cool. It'll show you my gear. I'm already in 6th gear going 50, so you could see just how short the gear ratio is actually gonna be in these things. And it will also shift for me if I don't shift up in time. So it's kind of interesting as well. But yeah, you can kind of ride this thing around in whatever gear. And it is slow, like it's definitely slow. You know, it is a slower car, but that doesn't really matter. And then also look what happens when I switch from sport to the other thing. Kind of gives you like a little infographic, which is cool. Oh yeah, takes up the whole, almost the whole display in the middle there, but that's cool too. I just want to show you a little bit of what it looks like to actually drive this thing while I'm on like a back road here and there's no traffic around me. So there you go. And also look at that big iPad screen. Oh boy, we're gonna get to that next. Okay, so now I'm inside the interior. Just got off work again, whole day done, a little bit tired, but we're here. I want to show you the interior of the Subaru Impreza, and I'm kind of starting it off with my face in front of the camera because I feel like the second I turn around, you're going to notice the one standout feature, or the best standout feature for the Subaru Impreza. But let me show you. I'll turn the camera around. You're going to see it right away. It's kind of cool, honestly. And boom, turn the camera around. Here we go. Interior tour. Look at this. This is the standout feature. This is a like iPad of a thing. It's probably one of the biggest ones that I've seen that's like on a non-electric vehicle. And honestly, I don't hate it. Like it's very responsive, and that's important with a big screen like this because you're gonna notice lags and slowdowns a lot. Built-in navigation, which is cool. Got a bunch of settings, my Subaru stuff. You can book appointments. You got the Subaru Starlink if you have the iPhone app that can do that. I'm on iPhone, so I say iPhone, but it also works with Android. But the thing is, it only has there's no wired CarPlay. This basically just charges your phone. It does nothing else. I hate wireless CarPlay. I love it. There's just a delay, and it's not a Subaru problem. It isn't. It is a iPhone problem, I think. But anyways, moving on, we have some, we have our climate control, stuff like that. If you don't like using it only in the infotainment display, you're gonna hate this because the only controls I have here are defrog stuff and also the up and down for the climate. But it does work effectively. I haven't had any glitches this week, so that's the good news if you want that. But I do like how big it is, the Apple CarPlay, navigation, all that stuff. I like the size because screen sells. I mean, that's kind of, I guess, what Subaru has figured out, because this is a massive screen. Then we move over to the steering wheel, which I love. I don't know why I like the steering wheel so much. It's just so simple. Love the circle with the Subaru logo in the middle. Like how easy it is. These buttons are like clicky, which is very nice to see that. You got your media controls here, cruise controls here, and then we have the sport mode and intelligent mode, as well as like a little interesting button for the heated steering wheel. That's nice. Little paddle shifters there, not too bad. And then you have like the digital gauge cluster thing, which isn't terrible either. I mean, it does look dated. It does. Just because it's like most people are just doing digital now, and that's it. They're not really doing the mix anymore. It's kind of old, but I don't hate it. I'm glad it's here. And for the price of the car, I really can't complain. The thing that I hate the most is like they didn't color this like that. I don't know why. I just don't like when I see that in cars. I just feel like they should color it. For the price point, I think you should be paying for a colored headlight. I know it's something small to complain about, but it's the little things that are going to bother you over time. Trust me. Move a little bit lower. No manual this year, so this is what we're stuck with, but I don't hate it. Little, switches for the heated seats and stuff like that. There's some accents on the seats too and stuff like that. And I think they improve, like they have like an extra airbag here, so they keep your feet up if you have a crash, which we're not going to be testing this week because I'm not crashing. But yeah, other than that, some storage there. Little look at the back seats. There's a ton of room for your leg room and for your family and stuff like that. And that's where this car is going to sell the most. All right, so now we are kind of at like the evening, like the sun is just starting to set. So it's kind of the perfect time to show off some of the lighting for the 2024 Subaru Impreza. So check this out. Again, the color looks just as good at nighttime as it does in the daytime. Rear diffuser looks cool too at nighttime. Like those headlights. Really nice. Again, that color. Ooh, that color just gets me really good. Let's come around to the front. The headlights are going to be bright, but I want you to see them, you know, just so you can see what it looks like at night. It does have a cornering feature. I will try to show you that on the way back home if I can find like a safe area to do it and film it at the same time. But yeah, it just looks so good at night, like especially the exterior. Interior though, I'll show you quick. There isn't much to brag about because there isn't that much in the way of ambient lighting. You're kind of not really paying, you're not at a price point where you would expect that. I thought there might be, but it really just seems like the lighting in here is just gonna light up red. Here, I'm gonna get in and close the door. It seems like, so like this will be red, like all the stuff that you need to see is all going to be in red. Obviously the screen looks fantastic at nighttime, really comes out. You can see that thing that's kind of watching my eyes. It's the eye sensing thing. Then over here I got some more red, white light up on the steering wheel, really clean. So yeah, there you go. So as the sun sets even more, I'll show you one more time, one little walk around. Wheels straightened out. I got some good pictures, I think. You'll see them on my Instagram if you're interested, of the nighttime shots that I got. But yeah, really nice, really nice at night. I'm glad that I just made it in the evening. This looks really cool. Okay, another rainy day here in Quebec with the 2024 Subaru Impreza. I want to do a quick size comparison because I have like my personal car right there. Here's the Impreza, and then there's the Sonata. So if you look at it just from the back angle, you can see that the Impreza and the Sonata is a little bit longer, so you're losing a little bit of space if you go with a hatchback versus that full-size sedan. Mine, however, is like a compact sedan, so mine is even shorter, maybe almost about the same size as the other ones. But look at the side profile here. The front ends are almost neck and neck. I do have them kind of parked as close as I can get them. A little bit behind is the mirror there, so again the front end of that Sonata is going to be a little bit longer, but the color of the Impreza cannot be beat. I have a similar color on my car, but this one is definitely the nicer one. So let's hop in. I'm almost done filming, so I'm going to do some final thoughts a little bit later on, final walk around, and yeah, let's get right to that. Oh, it's cold. Okay, so now we're at the end of the week, gonna drop off the car in a couple hours. Actually, it's kind of cold out, kind of rainy out, so I've kind of gotten to test the car almost every weather except for the snow. So what I can say though about the all-wheel drive system is I think that if you're looking for a winter car without having to use an SUV or go up to an SUV, I think you'll be confident in this Subaru's all-wheel drive system, which is great news, because it just feels solid. Like, it only has 182 horsepower, so it's definitely not anything that's gonna be fast, and you're not gonna like beat anybody off the line because the CVT is gonna scream for its life. But you are going to, you know, be fine getting up to slower traffic. You're gonna be fine passing people that you need to pass, and that's pretty much all you really need to do. It's a great grocery getter, a great everyday car, you know, that you're gonna go to school with, go to work with, whatever you do. It's just going to be able to handle all of it in any weather, and especially for Quebec, that all-wheel drive system is going to be so important. I feel like that's why a lot of people will buy these cars in Quebec. 2024, starting the year off good. Subaru is, I think. So yeah, I'm happy that I'm able to test the 2024 vehicle, and we haven't even left 2023 yet, so that's awesome. Thank you so much for watching and supporting. It would not be possible without you doing that, so I appreciate it. Even if it's for 1 minute that you watch my video, it does more than you would ever be able to, than I would ever be able to tell you. But yeah, so overall I feel like they've got a solid platform here. I know a lot of people won't like it because they took away the manual and stuff like that. It's a CVT. You know, that's going to be the point that people don't like the most. But if you can look past it, you're getting a whole bunch of features, everything you could want at a pretty good price point. You don't need to go to the Sport Tech to get it. You can go to the RS, you get $4,000 cheaper. It's right under that 40K mark. So you know what, kind of gets away with a little bit of things that 40K vehicles just wouldn't. So that's good news too. And yeah, I just think it is a solid all-rounder. You don't have the speed, but you got everything else, and that's maybe what's important for just a daily vehicle, and it's been great to drive daily. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Make sure you like, subscribe. The full review is out right now. If you want to see what it's like to be in the driver's seat, you can check that out. I kind of do a close-up and impersonal stuff of that, and that would help me out if you actually went and watched that video, because that means YouTube, it sends a good signal to YouTube to let it know that you like what you're watching and you're going to continue to watch more of me. So if you can do that for me, that'd be excellent. Also, if you can subscribe, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs before the end of the year. If I can make that happen, that would be incredible. So with that being said, I'll see you next week, seeing the next car. Take care.